everyone in Edmonton. How are you on this Monday? I swear I turned the volume down, Hernan. I'm kidding. It is the Oil Stream presented by Boston Pizza. Tom Gazzola, Reed Wilkins with you. Reed in for Dusty, taking care of the Muzz back home, although he was just on the lock shop. But it's good to have you here.
Yeah, it's nice to be here, Tom.
You and I have been working a lot together the last couple of days. I have to thank you again for hopping on not only Hello Hockey, but the postgame in a pinch.
My pleasure. It's doing my job.
He is a legend. That's right. You can join the conversation. Text us 780-218-9999. You can jump into the nasty chat as well. Lots to discuss today as the Oilers pick up a big win in Seattle and get set to kick off a 5-game homestand against the Minnesota Wild tomorrow night. Crazy that we're into December, by the way.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, isn't it, Tom?
It is. Can you stop it?
Well, I'm no longer mystified by the passing of time. I accept it as an inevitability. Can you believe it's this date? Well, it's going to happen.
Okay. All right, we're being silly. Yes, of course, Oil Stream presented by Boston Pizza. They have their holiday playlist menu. Take advantage of it. The Stinger Pizza is phenomenal. They have the vodka sauce penne. And then they also have the matzo sticks with vodka sauce. Absolutely tremendous and delicious. Big thank you to the crew that came out. We had VR Montenegro, his lovely wife, Ginger. And then we had Cal in the park and Sarah, who came out to join us at Boston Pizza Clairview on Saturday afternoon. It was a pleasant time. We had some great giveaways, and then the grand prize winner walked away with a pair of tickets to the Oilers-Bruins game on New Year's Eve. Riedrich.
New Year's Eve against the Boston Bruins.
You and I will be there together.
We will be there together. No longer going to be Nuge's 1,000th game.
Right.
Did we figure out which one it's pushed back to? It would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is it at Vancouver on the 17th? Is that right? Of January?
Is that what it is? And then now him surpassing Kevin Lowe
is next year.
Because it was a 4-game buffer. He was going to do it in
game 78 or something?
Yeah.
Because he missed 9 games, didn't he? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
I call that
6,
a good
7,
chunk
8.
of games.
Or maybe it's the 18th against St. Louis at home in January.
Yeah.
But yeah, New Year's Eve against Boston. There have been, usually we've had a game on New Year's Eve.
Yes.
At various start times. I feel like it's been at home more often than not, at least
lately,
since my tenure of doing the games. I remember one year they played a New Year's Eve game, I think, on the road against Arizona.
Can I tell you a story about that? Continue.
Yes, that's really all I have to say.
That's it. You're very
abrupt.
I
was just recollecting. I was going to continue my recollections, but your story is much more interesting.
It is not. I feel like I'd like to hear the rest of your story. What happened?
Well, that was it. I think they lost in overtime. I think it was when Aikens was the coach.
Yep. Oh, it was. Do you want to know why?
Yes.
Because when we took off, we celebrated New Year on the plane because we were still in the desert and in mountain time. And then we crossed into Pacific time because we were flying to San Jose. And when we landed, it hit New Year again. So we celebrated twice. But the second time was on the media bus to the team hotel. So it was like bam, bam. And then it was carte blanche, green light that night, whatever you want to describe it as. And we ended up having a little media get together in the oil change crew's room. They had ample supply of booze and mix. Everything your heart desired. And then not only that, the flight crew always hooked you up very handsomely with to-go cups and essentials that you put in your backpack.
You're a very lucky man.
I was a very lucky man. I am very lucky to this day. But back then, those perks were wonderful. Anyway, what is now a retired player, who at the time was very disgruntled, has gone on to a great, he's beginning his broadcasting career as an analyst and doing a pretty good job. He came in with a 60 of Captain Morgan. And he's like, there's a party in here. Tired of dealing with the guys. And he was having a bad year. And he's like, boys, here's the deal. You ask me anything you want tonight. I will tell you everything. It's off the record, but you could get whatever you want as long as we finish this bottle together. And there was like 6 or 7 of us. We were like, and we did. We finished it. And we learned a lot about that team and that coaching staff and about that particular player and his thoughts on where things were headed.
Oh, wow.
He went on to become a multi-time All-Star and is a great guy.
Is he a goalie?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was my story about that New Year's game, which was on the road, where it started in Arizona and wound up in San Jose.
Right. And the Oilers, I'm trying to get the updated. They have had, I mean, we're looking a month ahead here. They have had a horrible record on New Year's Eve.
It's not good. It's like, isn't it like 5?
Well, I just found an article from a few years ago that now they didn't play every New Year's Eve, but they had gone 20 or 16 consecutive New Year's Eve games without a win.
Yeah.
But they do have a couple since then. I mean, that game against the Rangers that was 7-5 when Yamamoto came up.
Right.
That was on New Year's Eve, right? Pretty sure.
Yeah, because that's when him, Draisaitl, and Nugent
Eventually
Hopkins
became a line. I don't know if they were a line in that first game, but remember Tippett put him out on the ice late in the game to protect the lead, and he intercepted a pass, and I believe he set up Jujhar Khaira for the empty net goal that put the game away. But that's the end of this month, that game against the Boston Bruins, which will be fun. It'll be cool to have an original 6 opponent coming in for that one.
That is neat. I am looking up their record all time on New Year's Eve here.
Is there somewhere that sorts it by the date,
You
by the
betcha.
exact date?
You betcha.
You have to teach me
I'll
later.
send you that link.
Okay.
They are 5-15-4 with one tie all time on New Year's Eve.
So 5-15-5, really.
Yeah. I always separate the ties from the OT.
I know.
losses.
I don't
It's a weird thing.
Oh, there's a specific date.
Are you? Yeah, that's.
Oh, I
what it
did.
is.
I never
Yeah, it's at the
noticed that
bottom.
little gooby.
Yes. So their last win was last season. They've won the last 2 New Year's Eve games. They beat Utah 4-1 last year. Anaheim 7-2 prior to that.
I don't remember that game either. I would have covered them.
Lost 2-1 to Winnipeg in 2022. Lost 6-5 to New Jersey in overtime at New Jersey.
That was a matinee.
Mike Smith.
Remember, they had back-to-back matinees. So I think they lost both in overtime.
Yep. The 7-5 win over the Rangers that you were alluding to happened in 2019.
Yeah.
Back-to-back losses to Winnipeg on New Year's Eve, 17 and 18. Lost to Vancouver in a shootout in 16.
That was the year they were doing well, though, 16-17. They had a good team. They were on their way to making the playoffs.
Correct.
That Anaheim game was in Anaheim. That's right. They crushed the Ducks. And I think that was an earlier start.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, but I was telling the story about the 1 year. I think I told you this on Saturday. I got out of Rogers Place, and there were fireworks because it was an 8 o'clock game. So I don't remember which year it was, but I got out of Rogers Place, and OEG was doing fireworks in the plaza.
Yep.
And there were fireworks at City Hall, and I was getting in my car because I parked to the north in that lot, and I could look to the south that there were 2 fireworks shows going on like 3 blocks apart.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was probably one of the greatest moments of my life.
I highly doubt that, but neat and noted.
Yeah, it was neat.
Yeah.
It was a neat and noteworthy situation.
Yes. Well,
a story that I shall never tell again.
I'm sure you will. This time next year. They normally, like back in the day, in the 80s, they played the Canucks a few times, Winnipeg, a whole bunch against Calgary in the 90s and early 2000s. So actually in the 80s and 90s, they really didn't play on New Year's Eve much at all. Only once in the 90s.
So they won December 31st, 2019. Their previous New Year's Eve win was in 1985.
Against Philly.
No, but again, they didn't play every year on New Year's Eve.
No. They basically had the one game in 92 at Winnipeg.
Oh yeah, and they didn't play. Oh yeah, that's right.
That's
a
it.
Huge gap.
Yeah. The December 31st, 1985 game, was that not Gretzky 39 and or 50 and 39?
No. I don't. Was it? No, that was earlier. I think that game was back in the earlier 80s, the year he got 92 goals, wasn't it?
That makes more sense.
I think that game might have ended 7-5 or something like that. Let's see here. Because that was earlier in his career, I'm pretty sure.
I thought so too.
But it was around Christmas. I thought it was December 27th or 28th. Gretzky, 50 and 39. December 30th, 81.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was a 7-5 game. Oh, yeah, he got 5 goals in that game.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah, because they were playing, I think they were playing Vancouver a couple days after that.
And his dad was
and his family was coming in.
Yeah.
And then I think the Oilers had like a horrible game and they lost 3-2 or something like that. And he was like, oh, great. Like, brought all my family here. I already have the record. And then we played terrible.
Yeah.
Will anybody on the Oilers score 50 goals this year?
No.
You don't think so?
Maybe Leon.
Leon might.
He might.
Roslovic? Well, he's hurt now.
He's hurt now, yeah.
Yeah, Leon's at 15 and 26. He's
pretty good.
He's got a chance to get 50 again.
Fire that guy up. This one says, it's from Jimmy Bohem. He says, hi, Reed and Tom. I'm hoping for a good game tomorrow. I can't believe the Ducks are on top of the Pacific and Sharks are above the Oilers in the standings. How many of these, I know we're going to dive into the Oilers, and that is the theme of this show, but how many of the teams that are off to early season success do you think will hang on? And the Ducks and the Sharks?
I think the Ducks will make the playoffs.
Blackhawks?
I think the Ducks will make the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't think the Sharks will. I mean, the Sharks are not in a playoff spot, so they are doing better than they have. I mean, this is the thing. The Sharks are both the Sharks and the Oilers are a .519 points percentage,
right?
And the Sharks are this great team, and the Oilers are supposed to suck. They actually have the exact same points percentage.
Well, the Oilers are capable of much more.
Yeah, you'd think so. Yeah, I don't. I think Anaheim will make the playoffs. I picked them at the start of the season. I oddly enough didn't pick LA to make the playoffs. They're doing quite well. I mean, Winnipeg is not in a playoff spot, but their points percentage is good enough to have them in a playoff spot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think San Jose will make it. The Blackhawks are interesting. I don't know if Seattle will. I mean, they actually have a negative goal differential. That's kind of telling, and the Oilers have a terrible goal differential. So we'll see if they can turn that around. I think Anaheim stays in a playoff spot.
They're plucky.
Well, and look, I said at the start of the year that Quenneville's going to win Coach of the Year. I mean, they kind of hired him at the right time, and their uptick with a lot of players maturing. So I think that'll be
right location,
good for them. Yeah, I mean, I could see Seattle dropping out. I could see San Jose maybe finishing around 500, but not quite above. And then I think Winnipeg and Edmonton might come up and push teams out.
If you were in Vegas right now, and you're looking at the Golden Knights, 4-2-4 in the last 10, third in the Pacific as of right now, 25 games played, 30 points, 11-6-8 is the record. Would you have some concern that this team isn't as strong as it once was and is expected to be?
The Golden Knights?
Yeah.
Well, they aren't, but they're still good. I mean, they always kind of find a way to be good, and if they're hanging around, they'll probably make a trade at the deadline, right, and get another Hurdle or whoever they acquire at the deadline. Like they have a funny record because they have the most overtime losses in the league with 8 already.
Yep.
So in terms of games won, they're the same as the Oilers. So they've scratched out some extra points because of the overtime losses. Mm-hmm. So they're not good in 3-on-3, and they're 0-2 in shootouts. I think Vegas will still be good enough to get in. I mean, they're still a pretty well built team. They can play a hard game. But I mean, Pietrangelo might never play again, right?
Yeah.
So that's a big loss. But they usually have like a solid team, and they're still finding ways to get points. So I think Vegas will hang around and be in the playoffs again. And they've only missed the playoffs once, right? Didn't they still have over 90 points that year?
Yeah, they did. And then they came back and won the Stanley Cup the next year.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's right.
So the Golden Knights are expected to recall Carter Hart.
Oh, yeah, today's the day, right?
Yeah.
He's eligible.
Right. And what are they? Kevin Week says he will make his debut Tuesday night. Who are they facing tomorrow? Looking at the schedule. They've got Chicago at home. What an interesting predicament that is in Vegas with the goaltending. What if Carter Hart is better than Aiden Hill? Does Aiden Hill become available? Or do you keep both of them?
Oh, that's a good question.
I know. I think Hart's contract is pretty reasonable, though, is it not?
What did they sign him for? I can't even remember.
Wasn't it a PTO to start?
Right.
I just find this interesting, and I know it's that time where they can call him up. We're into December here.
Yeah.
There's always moving pieces to the Golden Knights.
Well, that's the thing. They're always one of these teams where it's like, hey, we got to go for it. Like we got to stay relevant.
Yeah.
Right.
They fire their draft picks into the moon.
Yeah.
For whatever actual players they could bring in to make them competitive now.
Yeah.
Very aggressive. Very aggressive.
Well, and how many coaches are they on? Aren't they
third?
Is it the third or
Cassidy,
fourth?
Because it was Gallant, DeBoer, Cassidy. And it was 3 and 6 years at one point.
Right.
And I think Cassidy has now become the longest serving coach in team history, if I'm not mistaken.
Sorry. I thought there was another coach in there.
No.
All right. My bad.
That's okay. Now, Seattle has also gone through a bunch of coaches. Hackstall, Bilesma, and now Lane Lambert.
Yeah.
And the two of them happened in within a year, essentially.
Yeah, they didn't keep Hackstall very long, did they?
4 years?
No. Who was after him?
Bilesma.
They didn't keep Bilesma very long. Right.
Remember the conversation you had with him?
Yeah, it was weird.
I know.
Because I said I talked to Derek Laxstall, and he thought I said that I talked to Hackstall. And he was kind of like, why are you telling me about the guy I replaced? I'm like, I'm not. I'm talking about the guy that coaches your minor league team.
Yes.
And he's like, no, you didn't. You said Hackstall. And I was just like, okay.
So he said, no, you didn't?
Well, something like that.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, you said this. And I was like, okay. Well, I don't know.
Weird.
So I just walked away.
Yeah, that's just like, all right, see you, man. Good talk.
Bilesman only coached a year.
Yeah. That did not go well. Anyway, I just find all of this very fascinating with the Golden Knights.
But Hill's been hurt, right?
He's nicked up right now.
Schmid's been playing more of the games.
Akira Schmid,
Schmid or Schmid? Schmid, right?
Schmid, I believe.
The former Devil.
Yes. Hart, by the way, 1-2 record with an .839 save percentage in the 3 games he played down in Henderson in the AHL.
So they got him ready to go.
Evidently.
He's got a 2-year, $2 million contract. Yeah, really cheap. Really cheap for a guy who, if he's on his game, could be a top 10 goalie in the league. Now, whether he's going to be on his game, how he's going to come back, I guess we'll see.
And that's where you could keep both of those goalies, essentially.
Right. Oh, for sure.
Unless one gets disgruntled and says, I want to be playing more, move me.
Right.
Anyway, just a thought. Quickly to wrap up this conversation about being able to stick in the playoff picture and falling off after a hot start. Surprises in the National Hockey League. Out east, what do you think?
Well, I was going to say the Canadians were for a while. They've obviously dropped off a little bit.
A little bit.
Tampa Bay started poorly. Now they're doing great. I mean, probably it's still somewhat surprising that the Leafs are that low. I know we did our surprises, and it's not like massively surprising they're not great, but they're second last in the conference. So that's a little bit surprising. But it's so tight there, right? I mean, like Pittsburgh's the last playoff team with 29 points, and then there's 6 other teams with 29 or 28 points that on the tiebreaker right there. 5 other teams, Columbus with 27. I'm a little surprised Columbus is a 540 points percentage, so good for them for putting it together a little bit. And look, we talk a lot about the Oilers, and like Oilers fans, I understand why like the Panthers are identified as a rival. I don't think about them that much because if you play them again, you're in the Stanley Cup final.
That's it.
So, you got to get through other teams first. But I think it's valid to ask, will Florida make the playoffs? I mean, it is possible that the 2 teams who have played in the last 2 Stanley Cup finals could both miss the playoffs. Now, the Oilers are getting some players back. Florida's players aren't coming back
relatively soon.
I mean, Barkov, if they miss the playoffs or lose in the first round, Barkov will probably not play this season.
Correct.
Kachuk is still, another 2 months almost till he comes back? Wasn't it mid-January?
Is that where it is?
And then, Kulikov's out.
Louis Turinen.
He's the guy that burnt himself on the barbecue. Some other guy burnt himself, eh?
That was...
who was it? I can't remember now.
Was St. Louis.
Right.
Toropchenko.
Right. Which is kind of crazy that there's... I don't know if they're exactly the same. So, Florida is a .521 points percentage. That's not a playoff pace.
Right.
They obviously have some very good players, but like the Oilers, they haven't banked a lot of points early. And their help is a longer way away from coming back, or in Barkov's case, maybe not coming back at all. So I think that's definitely a team to watch. I mean, are they going to be able to put it together enough to get in?
I still say yes, because they have to get over those injuries. But the fact that they're within striking distance keeps the hope alive. And they should, in theory, like the Oilers, be able to put it together.
No timeline for Kachuk to be back with the team. So,
anyway.
Yeah, he's still out. You got a sports hernia, right?
Yeah. No one's out of it in the East. Buffalo last in the East.
Oh, well, no one's truly out of it. Are the Flames out of it? Do we say the Flames have no chance? Flames in Nashville have no chance of making the playoffs?
It's dwindling already. 7 points back, Calgary. Or actually, Calgary is 5 points back. Nashville, 7 points back of the wild card cutoff.
Yeah, I mean, you're in a situation where Calgary has 55 games left. I mean, they probably got to win 33 of them.
Right.
Are they good enough to win 2/3 of their games?
From what we've seen
a
this
little
year?
over 60% of their games? Probably not.
Right. So there's that.
Yeah, it's fun.
It is fun. All right.
Gazzola says Flames and Nash both done. Probably.
Done.
Those would be the two teams you say pretty much got no chance.
Tom and Reed here on the Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. We're inside the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studios. They have their mini sandwich trio going on right now. Classic, spicy, and blackened. Choose your mix and enjoy your favorite mini chicken sandwiches together. They also have the Scary Good Feast. That's the Freddy Fazbear box. Includes 3-piece tenders, classic or spicy, a regular side, a medium drink, signature sauce, and a biscuit starting at $9.99. I did say sauce deliberately.
Good.
Sauce Gardner got hurt yesterday. Text us 780-218-9999. Get into the nasty chat as well. Hampton Steve says, didn't the Condors let up Hart and Silver Knights on the weekend? If he's not ready to play NHL games, Vegas could continue to be stuck in the mushy middle with the Oilers. And that could very well happen. It could very well happen. This one out of Calgary says, figures the Panthers would have major injuries this season before and after they play the Oilers in the final. And Brandon from Windsor adds, Hart has been terrible so far in the minors. And yeah, I mean, takes time to get back up and running.
Yep.
Speaking of which, closer to home with the Bakersfield Condors, Ryan Holt, our good friend, who does the play-by-play for the Condors, just posted that Connor Ingram is practicing today. His numbers have not been that good.
No, well, the Oilers took a chance on him. I mean, I guess we'll see. I still think he's a long way from playing NHL games for Edmonton.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because on Friday, and even at points last week, there were rumors, I guess, buzz that Edmonton was going to be doing something. I suppose, not surprisingly, nothing happened.
Right.
Considering the cap crunch the Oilers are in. That's going to be quiet for a little bit till the Oilers have a bad game and one of their goalies has a stinker. And that could happen this week. Could happen tomorrow.
Yes, it could.
But their goaltender, their starter, Stuart Skinner, had a shutout the other night. Played very well in Seattle. So that'll quiet some of the noise, but I don't think it's going to build back any of the trust between the fan base and naysayers with Stuart Skinner.
No, I don't think so either. I think that there's always going to be questions about Skinner. Even if he were to play well for several games in a row. So that's just kind of, I think, the world that we live in now. And I mean, Pickard is not having a good year.
No. Where did you say he was?
Well, of the goaltenders who have played enough games to qualify, because you have to have played about a third of your team's minutes.
Yeah.
So there are 55 goaltenders who have played enough minutes to qualify for the save percentage stat.
Right.
Calvin Pickard is 55th at 847. Now, Stuart Skinner is 40th. So when you don't have a goalie in the top 30 in a 32-team league,
concerning.
That's not great. I mean, Skinner's at 885. I would assume it's going to be Skinner tomorrow. And they don't have back-to-back till next weekend,
right,
when it's Montreal-Toronto, although you'd think Pickard will get at least one game on this homestand. I don't know which one it would be.
Maybe Buffalo.
But the Oilers, is that the game next Tuesday?
That's next Tuesday. That's spitballing. I haven't been to the ring. I'll be there tomorrow.
Right. But I thought that on Saturday, that was a solid game by the Oilers because they didn't give Seattle a lot of chances.
Right.
Right. And they didn't make a lot of unforced errors. They didn't turn the puck over. I mean, they kept it pretty low event. Like I'm looking at natural stat trick. I'm surprised that they have the Kraken leading in high danger scoring chances. 10-9. Though they have them at 6 of them in the third period when
Oilers were protecting.
When, it wasn't a side. Like I thought Skinner, he stopped that breakaway.
Yep.
He made a couple of good saves while they were shorthanded. But the Oilers were also playing better defensively. Like they were clearing rebounds. They weren't turning the puck over. They were getting rid of messes in front of their own net.
Yes.
Right? So that was it was such an all-around better game from Edmonton. Like I've referred to this a couple times because I found it really interesting. When we had Doug Plagans on our show the previous Friday before they were playing the Panthers, he's the play-by-play voice for Florida. And he said that Paul Maurice talks about how the game looks. And he says, like, if the game looks right and the Panthers lose, like, he doesn't get upset.
Right.
And that game just looked right from a hockey perspective from the Oilers. Guys were in the right place. They weren't pinching. They weren't trying silly passes. They were playing responsible hockey, and then they took advantage of their chances. And I got to say this, that Draisaitl goal, he shot the puck from position A.
Thank you.
How many times have Oilers players passed out of that position this year?
Multiple times every game.
Like he finally said, "Oh yeah, I can just overwhelm the goalie with my shot. I'm just going to flat out beat them."
He's one of the best at it.
And then they got the power play goal, like a nice passing play, Bouchard to Nugent Hopkins. I mean, the McDavid goal, they just kept moving towards the net. They caught Decord not moving. He beats them. Was the Hyman goal a power play goal as well? Right, he's back in his spot in front of that.
Draisaitl banked it off of his skate.
It just goes in off him. Like they got kind of very simple goals, if you think about it, that were just set up through doing smart things and hard work. And then, I mean, obviously the penalty kill was exceptional in that game.
Yes, it was.
So it kind of 5-on-3 it kind of felt like once the Oilers got up 2-0, that might be enough, as opposed to a lot of other games this year where it's like, oh God, they're up 2, but like they're screwing up and they're so frenetic and out of control that you wonder if they can hang on.
That PK was excellent. So 6 for 6 PK, was it 2 for 2 on the power play? You win the special teams battle. 5-on-5 looked right, quote unquote. Paul Maurice's words. I love that. And then outside of the scoring chances on natural stat trick, I think the underlying numbers would be in favor of the Oilers as well. But they played with a bit of killer instinct. They got the third goal, then they got the fourth goal. To me, that's important. They stuck with it, if you will.
Yeah.
To use another coach's term, Todd McClellan would say stuck with itness.
Did he say that?
He would, and he did recently. I read it in an article.
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh yeah, Todd had those weird isms. They stuck with it, and it's reassuring to see, and I think it restores a tiny bit of faith. That's a win. It's a good bounce back after a embarrassing loss, but that needs to be sustained going forward. And that's something they really have not done this year.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, they have won games. A few games they've actually played well and won. Not that many.
That was the third or fourth this year.
Well,
Vancouver, Utah.
Oh, yeah, the Utah game was pretty good after the first period.
Maybe this one. 3.
Yeah. So I now think this homestand, I think, will tell us.
Okay.
Because, so what have they been saying? And we've been saying it. I mean, look, the schedule's a factor. You can't deny that.
Sure.
The schedule's a factor. Now, good teams can still bank points while they have a tough schedule. You wish the Oilers would have banked a little more. Mm-hmm. But the schedule is a factor. They have been without Nugent Hopkins and Hyman, at least one of them for all season.
Correct.
Until this weekend, right?
Yes.
So, yes, that's a factor. So, okay, maybe the schedule and the injuries have cost you 3 to 5 points. Okay, fair enough. And not practicing and all that kind of stuff. So now there's none of that to fall back on. Yes, Roslovic is a loss, but still having McDavid, Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins, and Hyman all in your lineup is pretty good.
Yes.
So now the schedule's not against you. The practice time isn't against you because now you don't play back-to-back games and you're at home. Like I would imagine this week they'll practice or play every day until Saturday and then take Sunday off.
Yep.
Maybe the Wednesday or the Friday practice is optional or the morning skates become optional, but they're going to have time to work on stuff. Okay. Minnesota's very good. Seattle is okay. Winnipeg right now is okay. They have a key injury.
They've got some issues. Yeah.
Buffalo is last.
Struggling.
They've already lost to Buffalo, so hopefully you get them, and then you play the Red Wings. So this is the chance. Like if they get 7 points or more, then I'll really start to think, okay, they've banked some points. They've got healthy. They've got some time. They're playing under control. All right, then I'll start maybe believing a little bit. Okay, this team isn't as messed up as they've looked for most of the first 2 months of the season. I mean, even going 3-2 isn't sexy, but it's a pace that gets you into the playoffs.
I'm glad you brought that up because on Hello Hockey, when you were with us at Local, you mentioned, and you had crunched some numbers, and you said essentially in the remaining 10 game segments this season,
yes,
the Oilers need to go they need 6 wins.
They need to go 6-4
in each one.
Right. So now what are we at now? 55 games remaining for
56,
the Oilers?
because that was game 26.
So if they go 6-4 in the next 5 50-game segments, then that'll leave 6 games left over. And then if they go 4-2 in that, they'll probably be in the playoffs.
They're a playoff team.
That gets them to the mid-90s. So, yeah, I mean, it'd be nice if they rattled off a long winning streak, and we're talking about maybe being top of the division. But really, like if you went 3-2 in every 5-game segment for the entire season, you'd likely be a playoff team.
6-4.
That's 600 hockey. You'd likely be in. You might not have home ice in the first round.
We learned that doesn't really matter now.
True. So, yeah, if they can come out here and again play in a way that sort of looks like normal hockey, like doesn't look like this out of control turnovers. We don't know who we're passing to,
picking up guys in front.
Play that, and also, and this is the interesting about Clattenburg. I enjoyed listening to Gager this morning with Dusty and Eric on Edmonton Sports Talk and 95.7 Cruise FM.
Nice.
Like, he said Clattenburg kept them involved until late in the game.
Right.
By being a crap disturber.
Right.
They couldn't take the foot off the gas and be like, oh, yeah, we're going to win 4-1 or 4-2 instead of 4-0. Like, he kept that fire going because he doesn't back down and he wants to cause trouble. I mean, he only played, what was it, 6 minutes?
6.5 minutes, I think it was.
Right.
6 hits, a fight.
Yeah, but he's an interesting player because he's a loud player.
Yes.
He does what some other guys on this team are supposed to be doing. So, by him going out there and saying, okay, it's the last 10 minutes, like how much time was left when he fought? His fight was at 12:24 of the third. And then Regula fights after that because then there's another younger player who's
refreshing.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
So Clattenburg's, okay, I'm going to settle a score. I'm going to get involved. Like, Marchment was running around. Good for him.
He pasted Nurse in that one, and then they started running around on March.
Yes, so he got the Oilers distracted. By the way, I thought Leon might get fined for that elbow because this is what I don't understand about the NHL. No headshots, no headshots, no headshots. Like Leon clearly targets the guy's head not once but twice and makes contact on the second one.
Not gonna lie,
and they're
don't
just
mind
like, oh no, it's fine. No, it's part of the game.
Yeah.
But I still thought there might be a fine or something, given how the NHL tries to push things. So, and by the way, Marchment, I enjoy watching him as a player because he is a guy that you notice and he doesn't get points and he's not horrible offensively. I also thought it was funny. He kind of wishes the good words to Hyman at the start of the game and then plays like the pessiest game of the year against the Oilers. But Clattenburg, I mean, like I always say, he plays like his name sounds. He goes out there and he clattens.
On a Berg?
On a Berg. Yes, he puts it on a Berg. Extra sauce on a Berg.
Hey, now.
But that's one of the things the Oilers have been missing. The guy who will initiate, mix it up, and then I do think that forces other players. Because what did Nuge say after the game? He's like, "Well, we know we're going to stand up for each other." Well, but you kind of haven't always been doing that this year.
Yeah.
So Clattenburg almost sort of forces you to do that because it's like, okay, if like the 20-year-old guy with 3 games of experience, who, let's face it, really doesn't belong in the NHL right now, is doing that, then other guys are going to be like, okay, well, I got to play like a big boy too. We can't just make the kid do all of it.
Exactly. I was going to ask you, now there's an innocence and a naivete to Clattenburg, right? He's just figuring out how to be a pro hockey player, let alone an NHLer. And so he doesn't know any better. He knows he was called up for a reason. He's taken advantage of this opportunity. He is playing the game the way he knows how, and that's loud, as Reed described it. Is it good, or is it bad that it took Clattenburg to be the spark plug for this group in the last 3 games?
Well, it's not great for the whole group, but I mean, who are we really talking about? Which specific player are we actually talking about? Trent Frederick. Yes. Okay, I don't want to turn him into a whipping boy.
Sorry, I've got my ass handed to me on Instagram for saying something truthful, so I'm being very delicate today. I'm just kidding. I'm not. I don't care. Go ahead.
But so, and I tweeted this after his goal. It's like Clattenburg doing the job Frederick was hired to do.
Yep. You're right.
So I know that was kind of a...
Did you take any flack for that one?
I did not look at the replies, but I don't know.
Best not
but I'm
to.
just it's I don't want to make this whole season or the next 8 years about Trent Frederick's contract because we'll see.
Yeah.
But there was a certain role that he was hired to do. Now, correct. You can also criticize Stan Bowman where it's like, well, maybe he didn't really know the player well enough. We'll see. Mm-hmm. But Clattenburg, it's like, hey, this is the thing about the NHL. Like, know who you are. Like, yes, you need guys to step up in certain situations, and you can't, a guy can't just say, "Well, I don't block a shot." So, like, sometimes you got to block a shot or hit, even if you're not that style of player.
Sure.
But also know why you are drafted. Why are you signed to a pro contract? Why were you called up?
Yeah.
Was this, in hindsight, was the worst thing that Chris Knobloch could have done to Trent Frederick at the start of the year was put him with Draisaitl and McDavid.
It was interesting and
was
odd.
Hurt.
Yeah.
Hyman was hurt.
Yeah, but still.
So what did Trent Frederick think? Holy crap.
I'm a first liner.
I'm going to get 30. I'm a first liner. As opposed to like, okay, Trent, like you're kind of a middle 6 guy. Mm-hmm. We need you to muck it up. I mean, yeah, you'll get shifts with those guys, but now I know he was only there for about a game and a half.
Right.
So Clattenburg comes up. He hits. He fights, and he scores. And what type of goal did he score?
An ugly goal.
The simplest goal in hockey. Okay, Tommy, you shoot, and I'll stand in front of the net, and if the goalie doesn't stop it, I'll shoot the rebound in.
They all count.
What did Clattenburg do?
They all
got to the front of the net.
That's right.
And scored a goal. Didn't he almost scored? Which game did he almost score another?
The other night, he fired one over the net when he had the top half almost open.
And was that not on a rebound as well?
Correct. Yes, it was.
So,
seems simple. Yeah. I don't know if I trust it though.
Yeah, Jamming 33 says I don't understand the 8-year contract, and that's it's just the length of the contract. It's not the player.
Yeah,
and hopefully he plays better.
I think he will. He's certainly capable of it. He can be. He's been a guy that scores in the high teens multiple times in his career.
Right.
So there's a player there. It's just getting that guy back. It hasn't been in orange and blue.
No.
Well said about Clattenburg.
Yeah. No, can he maintain it? And he's really, he's got decent size, but he's not like a giant.
6'2". He's like,
but I mean, that's like the, I mean, and this proves to me the way he's played for 3 games. Like I said, he knows who he is.
Yeah.
No, I'm in the NHL now. Well, now this is different. He's like, no. I mean, Matt Hendricks, I referenced this a couple times this season. He still had one of the smartest lines ever. Like Matt Hendricks says, I know I'm about 10 bad shifts away from never playing in the NHL again.
He was the best.
So he went to if you're driving to the rink every day saying like, I can't have a bad practice. I cannot have a bad shift. Like it can never be, I'm not, if someday there are just too many players who are better than me, that's fine. But I'm never going to be out efforted, so to speak, and lose my job that way.
Yeah. But that was his
right. So it seems that's what Clattenburg is bringing. Like it seems like if Clattenburg is saying, okay, if you're going to send me down, I'm going to make it a really hard decision.
Right.
Like if he called up and he plays kind of quiet and doesn't hit and doesn't mix it up, well, then he probably would have been sent down after the first game.
That's
again.
right.
But right now, I mean, look at the roster. Like he's going to probably play again tomorrow. Well, why wouldn't he?
He deserves to.
I mean, he's made more of an impact than Tomashek. If you look at some of the guys who are quote unquote newer, I know the age isn't comparable.
Yeah, Tomashek, his situation's fleeting, isn't it?
Yeah. Clattenburg just can't take. He just can't give the other team power plays if the game is close.
Right.
Like, did he get the instigator on that one?
Yes, he did. And then the Oilers ran into penalty trouble. Someone brought that up in the chat. They said, I'm concerned about the discipline.
Well, yes. And there's been a lot of penalties I didn't like this year. I mean, several from Tomashek, a couple from Howard.
Yeah.
Leon doesn't need to elbow a guy. I mean, Connor's kind of tripped a couple where it's like, watch your stick. And there's been some high sticks, which carried over from last year in the playoffs.
That has been
so that's a little frustrating. The too many men was close, but it was too many men.
Right.
Oh, but that's fair. But Clattenburg, just don't put your team at a disadvantage. Now, it was 4-0 when he took the instigator, so not
that big of a deal.
Not a huge cost, but play that way and don't hurt your team. And again, he's going to be hard to send down, even if he doesn't play every game. It's going to be like, well, we still want you on the roster. Like maybe tonight's not the matchup, or you need a break. Mm-hmm. But he's right now. I mean, you can't take him out of the lineup.
And they've potentially uncovered a hidden gem,
maybe
in the organization.
Yeah, maybe
we'll see. I mean, 3 games is not enough to really lay out the future of his career, but it's a good start.
But he's got now I know it's only 3 games in, so but we overanalyze stuff in oil country. I mean, he's got the ingredients to be a total folk hero in oil country.
That's a great way.
I won't just say in Edmonton. I'll say for wherever you're an Oilers fan, because people are dedicated fans around the world.
Fort Chip,
even lawyers in Toronto, maybe. So, if Clattenburg, because he's the type of guy fans want to cheer for.
Absolutely.
Wasn't a high pick. Again, is not huge. Like he's not undersized, but he's not like a 6'7" guy trying to fight. Just total effort, total noisiness. Total stand up for your teammates.
Yep.
Like he's one of those guys. Like if he plays 8 minutes a game, but fans would be going into Rogers Place like, I'm going to see Clattenburg play. I want to cheer for. I can't wait for him to body check somebody because I'm going to jump up out of my seat like how Cassian got it going against the Sharks nigh on almost a decade ago.
I love it. It is the Oil Stream presented by Boston Pizza. Tom Gazzola, Reed Wilkins with you. You can text us 780-218-9999. You can jump into the nasty chat if you're watching on YouTube. We're going to get to the numbers game right away here, but I'm going to get to a couple of chat messages via YouTube. And I'm going to start with Mex Bazuzu, who says, Clattenburg looks like Billy from Stranger Things. I just finished the first half of the last season. Tremendous. I can't wait to see the ending of this series. The next set of episodes releases Christmas Day. Great show. I highly recommend it. Anyway, Mex, I thought Clattenburg kind of had an Ogie Oglethorpe look to him. Maybe less afro, but the fact the big hair and the disgruntled kind of look. But yeah, I could see what you mean by Billy from Stranger Things. Great show. Highly recommend. Ken Callaghan via the Nasty Chat says Clattenburg brings a see you on Tuesday attitude. I'm not going to, yeah. And every team needs one of them. I hope to see him in this lineup more, and I'm pretty sure we will. But I like that. Thank you, Ken, who by judging by the photo, is not male.
By the way, we got to make a big, like, we should be at 100 thumbs. So if you have not clicked the thumbs up button on YouTube, get in there and do it now. With the audience we have,
do it, Coop.
We should have 100 thumbs here. So do not be a pleasure delayer. You got 6 minutes to click the thumbs. I don't have it.
Do I have it on here?
I don't think it's on there.
Oh, man.
Click. Must you click?
I can't even remember the full words.
It's very good.
I just play it all the time.
Jay and I have memorized it now. Must you click?
I can tell.
You must click. Thumb.
Yeah. Thumb.
Well, actually, you made a really nice remix. Like when you play the remix version.
I love that one.
It is. I'm like, Coop, some of your best work.
Yeah. It took me, I don't want to say how long that took me, but took me some time, definitely.
Well, It's appreciated and noted. Well done, sir. Ken says, thanks, Tommy. I'm not a male. Just in case people were wondering about that see you on Tuesday thing.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, keep those coming in. Let's get to the numbers game brought to you by Play Alberta, our presenting partner here at Edmonton Sports Talk. Of course, if you're betting and if you're sprinkling, as I like to do on a few games here and there, always use your game sense. I am like on a 17 bet drought right now. And Jay and I were talking like we need to clean this up.
Quit betting on the Cardinals.
Today. I don't bet on the Cardinals. They suck. They lost again yesterday. They're just good enough to lose. Okay? Like they tease you and they're like, "Oh, we're going to have a good game today." And then they blow it on their last drive. They're 4th and 2 and Jacoby Brissett made a terrible pass to nobody on their last drive, and then Tampa could just take a knee and kill the last like 55 seconds on the clock. This text says Clattenburg is 20 years of age and 3 games into his NHL career. I'm sure he will dial in those penalties. Yeah, I would think so too. You get settled in a little bit. But I hope he doesn't lose that rambunctiousness, the Clatten and the Berg thing, that the noisiness that Reed was talking about. I hope he doesn't. See if he maintains that. All right, let's dive into the numbers game here. Reed, this is a 5-game homestand. They get some home cooking. They get to sleep in their own beds. That stuff's important. Home cooking. Instead of getting Boston pizza and Popeyes every night, their significant others, maybe they work together on a lovely meal on most of those nights.
I'm sure they do.
Right? It's adorable. It's the time of year, too, for that. How will they do record-wise on this homestand? You got Minnesota. You get Seattle. You get Winnipeg this weekend. Then it's Tuesday of next week against Buffalo. And then you wrap it up against Detroit next Thursday. What is that record?
Oh, my
like
God, Tom.
I am sorry.
Why do you make me do this?
Because you're on this show. And when you're on this show, you participate.
All right. Do you want me to do something
I want you to do it.
Because why do people get upset at me? Because last year they're on a 5-game road trip, and I said they lost the first game, and I said this is going to be an 0-5 trip. And they went 1-4.
You were close.
They went on a 7-game road trip, and I was saying even early in the season that could be a 2-win road trip. They got the 3.
And an OT loss.
Right. They went 3-3-1.
Not bad.
I said 2 wins. I didn't do overtime losses.
I know. It's a bonus in my eyes.
So, and then even Saturday, I was on with you and Belzy, and Belzy's picking the games, and he's picking Edmonton. And then he was like, "What do you think?" And I was like, Seattle will win. And then people were bugging me afterwards, like, "Oh, Reed picked Seattle in the order. Shut him out." So here it is, everybody. You want me to pick the homestand?
Yes.
Here it comes. 5-0. 5-0 homestand for the orders. Mark it down. 5-0. Everything changes. Here it comes. Hyman and Nuge back. Team defense more responsible. Clattenburg bringing fans out of their seats.
Let's go.
He's going to fight thrice on the homestand. 5-0, 4 of them in regulation, and then 1 in a shootout. They'll break their shootout schneid.
Finally.
There it is, everybody. Are you happy now? I said something nice.
This is like an anaconda taking down a pig.
I love the hot buttons. That's good. 5-0, you're saying. Coop, do you want to take a crack at this since you're participating?
It's always so hard to gauge a team, but I mean, I like the 5-0 pick. I'm going to say it's going to be in the positive. They're going to go above 500, 3-2.
3-2?
3-1-1.
Oh, 3-1-1.
That'd be a very good homestand.
That'd be an excellent
would be.
homestand.
So you're saying 5-0. You're saying 3-1-1. I will say 2-1-2.
Awkward.
Reluctantly. I
Well,
wanted to
6 points. That's still a good pace.
I have been very positive with this group all season long, and they've let me down in regard to my predictions and thoughts on them the majority of the season. So I'm going to be very modest. 2-1-2 on this 5-game homestand. What say you? 780-218-9999. Jump into the nasty chat. Hot Take Nasty says 2-1-2 as well. Thank you. Penner's Pancake says 3-1-1 as well. James says he was coming off a long road trip. Ice says,
Well,
Reed, you cursed it.
Not anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Reed, you cursed it. 0-5 coming.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Hey, look. Minnesota due for a loss. Seattle just beat them.
Mm-hmm.
Jets, no Hellebuck.
That's right. That's right.
Dun, da, da, da.
All right. What's coming up on EST Afternoons, Coop?
Well, lots to discuss from the weekend regarding the Oilers' 4-0 win in Seattle. And looking ahead to tomorrow, Jesse Pierce from NHL.com will check in to talk all things Minnesota
Excellent.
Wild. And we're having the debut of a brand new segment made in Alberta.
Excellent.
Holiday countdown. There might be some taste testing live on the air
Oh, I like that
during
very
EST
much.
afternoon. So stay tuned for that.
Berta, baby. Berta, baby. Bronco Nick Reed thinks 5-0. Who does he think they are? The Denver Broncos. Hot Take Nasty says Pickard gets more minutes than Skinner this homestand. Amish Man 19, 4-1 with 4-1 with 2 OT winners. And then Benny, aka Uninstall, says 5-0. Every game is won by 2 or more goals. And then James says Reed's channeling his inner Hernan.
Well, why not?
Why not?
Hey, who saw 16 in a row coming 2 years ago?
Not me, but they did it. All right.
Why not?
Hey.
Sorry for being positive, everybody. I know that's throwing people off now. People are like, has Reed been replaced by his Audi? I'm watching Severance. Hey,
Oh, I have to watch this
imagine
show.
if I had an Indian and an Audi.
That would be bizarre.
Except I act the same all the time, so
Oh,
you
okay.
would know. You would know.
Okay. Interesting. I don't understand that reference. I will check out Severance. It looks fascinating. You have a big show today. Please tell us more.
Yes, 3 to 6 p.m. Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. Mark Killam, head coach of the Edmonton Elks, will join us in studio from 4 to 5.
Fantastic.
So very special guest. Mark is at his 1-year anniversary. It was actually tomorrow of 2024. Mm-hmm. He was hired, so we'll talk football and life because him and Jay see each other at minor basketball and stuff, and talk about some Elk storylines. And, of course, we'll have the latest from Oilers practice and probably talk some NFL and other fun stuff.
Lovely. He is a good man and proving to be a good head coach. Obviously, great coordinator, special teams, all those years in Calgary. Mark Killam in studio with Reed and Jay and the Coob at 4 p.m. right here on our station, Edmonton Sports Talk. A big thank you to Reed for filling in for Dusty. Thank you to Boston Pizza, Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen, and, of course, Play Alberta for supporting our fine station. That's going to do it for the Oil Stream. Coming up next, it is Joaquin and Hernan, as well as Coob on EST Afternoons. Keep it locked on Edmonton Sports Talk on iHeart, TuneIn. Of course, if you're watching on YouTube. For Reed and the Coob, I'm Tom saying, have a great rest of your Monday. Ciao for now.